The diagonal relationship is the relationship between the elements of period 2 and period 3 which are diagonally positioned. That means next to the previous group. So as we know that when we go from left to right in the periodic table, atomic radius decreases, and when we go from top to bottom, atomic radius increases. So when we move diagonally, actually the atomic radius, as much it increases rightward, that much it increases downward. As much it decreases rightward, that much it increases downward. As a result, the element which is present diagonally has the effect of both rightward movement and downward movement. As a result, they have comparable atomic size, means similar atomic size. They have comparable electronegativity because their size is similar, and their comparable surface charge density. Although their charge is different, these elements like lithium, it is monovalent, magnesium is divalent. But if you divide this charge and this charge with their surface area, that means 4 pi r square, then you will find that their surface charge density will also be similar. We will not take volume charge density because charge remains at the surface of the atom of the valence electron. Means after the valence electron leaves the atom. So we talk about surface charge density because we are talking about the valency. How much charge is there in the outermost shell, means outwardly how much charge is there. So due to the similar size of the elements of diagonally positioned atoms, they show similar physical and chemical properties. Like lithium and magnesium, they are comparatively much harder than rest of the elements in the group. If you compare their chlorides, lithium chloride and magnesium chloride, both of them are hygroscopic. Hygroscopic means they catch moisture from the atmosphere and they become wet. Just like table salt, you might have seen when it is kept on dining table, it becomes wet. That is not because of sodium chloride, but due to the presence of magnesium chloride. But due to the presence of magnesium chloride in the table salt. Table salt contains traces of magnesium chloride, due to which the table salt becomes wet during rainy season when it is kept open on the dining table or on a rack. If you see the carbonates, they undergo thermal decomposition to form respective oxides and CO2 gas is liberated. Similarly, for magnesium carbonate, magnesium oxide is formed and carbon dioxide is liberated. If you see their nitrates, then they form their respective oxides and NO2 gas is liberated, O2 gas is liberated. Same is the case with magnesium nitrate. Magnesium oxide is formed, NO2 gas is liberated and O2 gas is liberated. Now if you compare beryllium and aluminium, they will also have similar properties, like their chlorides are covalent in nature. Although they are metallic, so their chloride should have been ionic, but they are very much covalent. In case of beryllium chloride, dimer is formed. Two beryllium chloride molecule comes close to each other, and one of the chlorine atom which is bonded partially donates its electron pair to the beryllium atom, and as a result a bridge bond is formed. A bridge bond is the bond which is formed due to the presence of a third atom between two atoms which are not bonded directly. See, there is no direct bond between beryllium and beryllium, but they are bonded through another atom. That is why this is called as bridge bond. Similar kind of bond is also found in case of aluminum chloride, wherein the electron pairs are partially donated to the aluminum atom, and as a result it forms 3 electron and two center bond, or a kind of a bridge bond. It is a kind of a bridge bond which is also called as a banana bond because it is assuming this kind of structure. It is also called as a banana bond because the bond is assuming this kind of a structure. Banana bond and bridge bond is also called as bridge bond. So what is diagonal relationship? Hence we can conclude that diagonal relationship is similarity. Relationship means similarity in the properties of the elements of period 2 and period 3 which are placed diagonally. When you write placed diagonally, it becomes easy to express. Placed diagonally in the next group due to. Placed diagonally in the next group. In the next group. In the next group. Placed diagonally in the next group due to three reasons. There are three reasons for diagonal relationship. One is comparable atomic size, then comparable electronegativity, and comparable surface charge density. How do we find out surface charge density? We take the charge, as much of charge is there on the atom, and we divide it by its surface area, 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square is nothing but the surface area of any sphere, and we assume that the shape of atoms are spherical. So we divide whatever charge is there with surface area, and we find that the charge density or surface charge density of diagonally related elements are similar. So the three main reasons due to which diagonal relationship is seen is comparable atomic size, comparable electronegativity, and comparable surface charge density. Due to these similarities, they show similar physical and chemical properties which we had discussed just now. Similarly, you can find out many similarities between boron and silicon. Both of them form semiconductors, although this is trivalent and this is tetravalent. Carbon and phosphorus, both of them show catenation, although phosphorus shows catenation to some extent, that is P4, whereas carbon shows long chain catenation, means long range of catenation, but phosphorus shows catenation up to P4 or polymeric P4. So both of them can show catenation. So there are many physical properties also which are same, like their phosphate forms phosphoric acid, their carbonate forms carbonic acid, so on and so forth. So diagonal relationship is due to similar atomic size, similar electronegativity, and similar charge density. What kind of charge density? Similar surface charge density. That's it about diagonal relationship.